Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Sitting here twiddling my thumbs thinking, have I actually got anything to film today? And it suddenly dawned on me the date, it's the 10th. So everything in bloom on the 8th has been missed. So I'm doing it on the 10th. It's not forgotten, it just, with the weekend that's just been, with the work and everything, and Hannah being down, and the Sunday chat moving from Sunday to Monday, which was yesterday, everything in bloom on the 8th is going to be on the 10th. And last month we decided to change it to everything in bud, spike or bloom. Yeah? So we now include that. Some people were quite keen on that idea, because once something's in bloom, that's it. Doesn't change much. But if we include buds and spikes, we see the monthly progress. I mean, some things come into bloom so quickly they would be in bud or spike one month and then in bloom the next month, but not all. Some take a lot longer than that. So the only thing I'm not going to include is the outdoor cymbidiums, some of which are in spike. But I'll wait till they come in and become part of the grow room, so we won't do those today. When they do come back in, which could come up all of a sudden, I mean the weather's going to change partway through this week and turn colder. Well, I don't know how cold yet. I've got my eye on it, so I mean the cymbidiums could even be coming in later this week. I certainly hope not, because I've got other things to do. But anyway, everything in bloom, bud or spike. That's the theory. And chances are I'll miss some things because the plants are buried, because they've all been adjusted and moved around for the lights. But starting over here is this really big nobile type. And the blooms are opening all over the place, so they're sort of getting in each other's way at the moment. But these are big blooms. I don't know whether this one's going over or what it's doing. It might have got knocked, that one, it's lost its thing. Anyway, a nice combination of colours. This is Sweet Pinky Momoko, this one. It's actually got a name. And these are off to Carol when I get round to it, which is going to be next week now. But we've got several more buds coming up here, plus these few here, and that will probably go to the show on Saturday. And then over in this section, that's it. There isn't anything else in bud or spike over here. Same down here, nothing in bud or spike down here. There's one little Restrepia bloom I can see just down there. I think that's on my oldest Restrepia, so that'll be Falkenbergii. I doubt if I can hold this still enough to get an absolutely sharp picture, but anyway, you get the idea. Lovely stripy pattern and gradated colours from deep red right through to yellow or gold, whatever you want to call it. So that's the only Restrepia with an open bloom on, but we do have, those are just gone, but we do have some buds on this one. So there are some buds there. But that's all that's going on over in this area. Oh, my back. Right, so now up here, there are buds, but whether I'm not getting the plant down, so it's a matter of whether I can zoom in. But these giant long canes here are part of our Dendrobium infundibulum. And up there on that cane, we have buds. So that's going to be in bloom again soon. And I might try and bring the plant down onto a lower shelf so that we can see those blooms, because they're very attractive blooms. Simplistic blooms, I call them, because they're pure white with like a deep yellow goldish centre. Nothing else in bud there. Nothing here apart from this, and strictly speaking these blooms have gone over now. No, we can't count them, they've gone now. So then, without tripping over the dehumidifier, we come over to here. Now over here we've got buds here. That will be out possibly within a fortnight, maybe 3 weeks. They're incredibly slow. This is Oncidium cheriforum, and yeah, little tiny yellow flowers when we do get them. There's one blasted there, but yes, there'll be a little while yet. And then coming down here, pity these aren't orchids. These are looking really nice at the moment. It's my pinguiculars. We've got this nice Oncidium here. This is Oncidium honeybee. It's very much like sweet sugar, but the blooms are quite a bit bigger for a start. And they do this very strange thing after they've opened. When they open first, they're not like this, but after they've been open a little while, so there's a dead one there, they tuck those two behind the flower. So it only looks like they've got a lip, 2 sepals and 1 petal. The other 2 petals are around the back of the lip. And that's how they are. That's how they work. So they look like they've got 3 and a lip. But lovely bright gold, lovely bright colour, and nice stripy markings, as with many Oncidiums. So that's that one. We've done that one. Nothing in bloom there or there. And I think this whole sea of green over here, a lot of these are rescues, kikis, ones that might not make it are in these smaller ones. So that's, they're highly unlikely to flower. They're things like this that, that have been rescued, that are starting to put on growths. And I want to try and keep those growing if I can. Down here, nope, nothing down there, not at the moment. Then we come on to my one Cymbidium that's in bloom. These are not my blooms, in effect. I bought it in bloom, so somebody else produced these spikes and everything. Next year, hopefully the spikes will be mine. It's an impressive plant, actually. It's got lots of mature, good-sized bulbs, all with good leaves on. And I believe I'm going to get an absolute wealth of new growths on that plant, and it will probably nearly double in size. So hopefully we should get at least this many spikes again next year. But they're lovely colours, autumn colours I would call them. So sort of bronzy, orangey sort of colours. And then the nice sort of yellowy creamy colour in the lip with the red spots. So yeah, nice attractive Cymbidium, and a colour that I didn't have, which is why it sort of caught my eye. Plus, what else caught my eye with this was the quality of the plant. It was just such a good plant. Doesn't look so good with that dead leaf on, does it? We'll have that off. Yeah. Right, coming round here. This will be the last time we see Dendrobium hercoglossum in bloom, because this is the last of the sets of buds. There are no more buds now. Just having a quick scan to make sure. No, there are no more. So we've got that group buried in there, which I can't film. And then this group here, which hopefully I can untangle. Yes, there we go. And lift up so that you can get the good view. The trouble is it's silhouetted. I wonder if I can do it like that, because the good view is from underneath. Is that any better? I might have to play with the light when I get this in on the stuff. But they're viewed from underneath, and they look best like that against the light with my eyes. But obviously the camera plays tricks and tries to adjust all the light geared up to the roof and not the blooms that are under its nose. Anyway, so those will be the last blooms on Dendrobium hercoglossum, and then we have to concentrate on these kikis to make sure we get some of these at the right point to take them off to get them to grow. But the plant has been saved. The new growths are pushing on nicely, and I will try and keep these growing. These naturally grow through the winter, they just slow up a bit. But unlike a lot of other dendrobiums, the canes grow for 2 to 3 years. So they do carry on growing through the winter and on into the next season. So that's that one. And then coming down here, we've got this, it's half brassica, this is. I've forgotten the name now, but I'll be doing pop-ups anyway. Now these blooms are nearly gone. They change colour as they start to die, and the lip loses the element of creaminess look about it and starts turning a much deeper red. And the distinction of the little boundaries around the markings and the difference between the colours on the petals and sepals start to become the same, as though they're all trying to be the same colour. But it's been in bloom a lovely long time. It had 4 spikes, these are the last 2. So that's that one. And over here we've got Dendrobium hibiki. It's a nice combination of colours that shouldn't really work, quite honestly. A deep pink like that with orange in the middle. It's a colour combination that I find it odd, but with these blooms it works. It just works. They are very attractive, and that's a good smattering of blooms. That'll go to the show as well. And it's got some buds coming up here as well, so there's a few more to follow on. And it's actually growing some kikis as well, tucked away in places. So that's doing okay. And then over here, the radiata up there, they've gone. The last spike on there has gone over the last few days, so we won't do that one. So this is the last lot then on this table. And we've got Sharry Babies still doing well. This has been in bloom absolutely ages. It was absolutely smothered in aphids. I think I've managed to get rid of them now. Anybody who's looking at this reasonable close-up that's got it on one of those screens that fills the whole of the side of the lounge wall, you might be able to see whether there's any aphids left on there. But unfortunately in this environment, because I don't get that sudden brightness from the sun coming out, even through the shade netting, that change of light used to be what triggered the lovely chocolate fragrance. And I hardly ever get that fragrance now in here, which is a shame. So that's that one. And then we'll do the buds. We've got a couple of odont types that are, that have buds on. One looks like it's even trying to open over here. Now I'll have to get down. This one is right, so that's the one with the strange name. I'll be doing pop-ups, but the important part of the name, it's Calico Gem. That's the bit I'm going to remember. And last time this opened, it had a couple of deformed blooms, and it looks like it's going to do it again. Possibly a genetic disorder or something, I don't know, but some opened okay, some didn't. And it did that last time as well. But the plant seems okay, the leaves seem good, so I'm not particularly worried about it. So that's opening. And then we got another one down here. Has this one got a name? Yeah, this is Oncidium tiger tail. And the buds on here are, we've got one branch and plenty of buds. They're a fair way off opening yet. Tiger tail blooms are certainly bigger than these, so they've got a way to go yet. And then we've got this Masdevallia. The blooms just dropped on there overnight, otherwise there would have been 2. And I'm just keeping my eye on all of these buds to make sure if there are any aphids, I just take them off and squish them. But so anyway, that's a nice Masdevallia. It's a nice colour, deep purple colour, quite a nice shape. So that's that one. That's actually got a name as well, but like I said, I'll be doing the pop-ups. And then last but not least is Blackjack. And this is getting difficult to film because the blooms are coming out at funny angles. But if I just turn the plant slightly, like that, then we can get a head-on view of this one, which is the largest of the blooms. This is one that's been open longest. And then behind it is another bloom that's on the same spike. That's just opening, so that hasn't gone flat yet. And then we have a second spike coming on over here. There's the nuthatch on the water. Lovely birds they are. It should be on the gardening channel really. I wonder if it would let me zoom in. Trouble is, as soon as even if I move my hand, it will probably fly. Yep. Oh no, it's just gone on the feeder. Let's see if I can zoom in so you can get a closer look. Very pretty birds. Right. Decided. Once it got a seed, that was it. It's off. It'll go up in the tree and eat that. Right, so where did we get to? We were looking at blackjack. Yeah, so 2 blooms open on this spike, 2 blooms to come on this spike, a bud and a bloom just opening. So when that goes to the show on Saturday, that'll have 3 blooms open and a bud to come. So that'll look good. And I'm going to shut the camera off. We're going to go in the kitchen because I always forget the Phalaenopsis, and we've actually got Phalaenopsis in bloom in there. Now, 2 of them that are in bloom are not mine, they're Hannah's, but nonetheless they're blooms. We'll go and have a look. Right, so this is where the Phalaenopsis live, out here. Now, the one I got from Tony that's in the glass dish, the blooms have now finished on that, so I can now break that glass and get this one repotted. That might be tomorrow's video, depends how I feel. Depends whether I'm feeling brave. But next to it this is definitely one of Hannah's, and I forget what this one's called. So I'm going to have to look these up because they're not named in my notes. That is, that's Happy Hour. So that's Phalaenopsis Happy Hour, that one. Spike's just getting going now, and I'm doing the usual trick. I let it grow towards the light and then turn the plant through 180 degrees to get the spike to arch over the top of the plant. That way it doesn't take up as much space. So that's to come. And then here we've got, this is something or other big lip. Labels are all around the back. Of course I'm looking for the label in the wrong pot, aren't I? I don't think I'm going to be able to get at that. Anyway, it's something or other big lip. So these have got a very distinct shape, quite different to normal. If you look at the lip, it's open and flat. The normal shaped lip is like that, with the 2 little tails. Yeah? So these are quite different. And this has got branches all over the place, and the blooms are getting really cluttered up together. But for the show on Saturday, I will stake that nearer the plant like that, so that the blooms present themselves better. There's that one, and then this one here, again I can see the tag. I forget what this one's called. It's called Phalaenopsis, that one. The fact that that hasn't got a proper name, that's probably one of mine, come to think of it. Anyway, whether it's one of mine or one of Hannah's, I like this type of Phalaenopsis a lot, where you've got the more delicate colours rather than the big shouty loud ones with huge big splodges and splats on. Looks like somebody's been flicking a paintbrush at them. I like these, and these colours work nicely together because you've got the deeper pink in the centre that fades as it goes towards the edges with some slight veining, and then you've got the normal shaped lip with colours that are often in Phalaenopsis lips, which is the yellow tinges with the red markings. So yeah, very attractive. And then last but not least, which I will have a hell of a job to focus on, is again, that's another one of Hannah's, which is Equestris, and it's the pyloric form. So I'll see if I can get this to focus in close because they are quite tiny blooms. So as you can see, it's effectively got 3 lips, so quite distorted, and that's how they are. So 2 spikes on there, so one over there that's fading a bit now, not many, but there's still buds to come, and still buds to come here too. So that's the Phalaenopsis, and yes, so that's everything in bloom on the 8th, on the 10th. That's just how it goes sometimes. And yeah, thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.